you've been doing everything right, for real. You actually have. You cut the subscriptions. You meal prepped on Sundays. You set up the automatic transfer on the first of every month. You've been at this for 2, maybe 3 years now, and you've been disciplined about it. You said no to the trip, no to the new car, no to yourself, over and over again. And then, one night, Tuesday night, whatever night, you open your investment app feeling kind of optimistic. Like, maybe today is the day the number actually looks impressive. And the balance reads $43,000. That's it, 43 grand. After 3 years of grinding, 3 years of skipped nights out, 3 years of being the responsible one in the room. And all you've got to show for it is enough to buy a decent used car, maybe a slightly above average used car. You stare at the screen. You do the math in your head. You think, is this even working? Did I miss something? Is everyone else ahead of me somehow? Here's the thing, and I need you to actually hear this. That feeling, that sinking, almost embarrassing feeling that your money should be doing more by now, it has a name. And once you understand what is actually happening with your money right now, what phase you're in and why, this is going to completely reframe the next 5 years of your financial life, maybe the next 20. My name is James, and I spend way too much time thinking about the mechanics of compound interest and why the first $100,000 is, without question, the most brutal financial milestone most people will ever face. If you're someone who has been investing consistently but feels like you're doing all the work while your money just sits there barely moving, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. All right, let's get into it. So there's a man named Charlie Munger. If you don't know who Charlie Munger is, he was the longtime business partner of Warren Buffett, arguably the greatest investing duo to ever exist. And when Munger passed in 2023, his net worth was over $2 billion. Not million, billion. And at some point in an interview, this $2 billion man said something that a lot of people in personal finance just gloss over. He said, "Sachkinoa, the first $100,000 is a nightmare, but you have to do it. I don't care what you have to do. Find a way to get your hands on $100,000. That is not feel-good motivational language. That is a billionaire from the other side of the mountain, pointing back down the hill and saying, that part right there, the part you are probably on right now, that is the hardest stretch of the whole climb. And the reason it feels hard isn't because you're doing something wrong. The reason it feels hard is because of the math. Here's what most people don't realize. Let's say you invest $10,000 every single year. That is about $830 a month. Tight, but totally achievable for a lot of people with discipline. And let's say your money earns a 7% annual return, which is a conservative, historically realistic number for a broad market index fund over time. At those numbers, 10 grand a year, 7% return. To reach your first $100,000, it takes you 7 years and 10 months, almost 8 years. 8 years. And in that entire stretch, here's the part that actually stings. Roughly 80% of your balance will have come directly from your contributions, from your money, from your labor and discipline and sacrifice. Your market returns are only responsible for about 20% of that growth. So, yeah, you are doing most of the heavy lifting. The math literally confirms it. You are not imagining the slow pace. You're just in what I call the push phase, the phase where you are the engine, the phase where your effort matters far more than your returns. And this is where it gets really interesting. Something fundamental shifts once you cross that $100,000 line. To get your second 100,000, same 10 grand per year, same 7% return. It now takes 5 years, not 8. 5 to hit the third 100,000, 3 years and 9 months, the fourth. About 3 years. The fifth, 2.5 years. Each milestone arrives faster than the last. The gap keeps compressing, and the reason is almost beautifully simple once you see it. When you are sitting at $100,000, earning 7% per year, your portfolio is generating $7,000 on its own. You didn't earn that in overtime. You didn't hustle a side gig for it. Your money earned it while you were asleep, while you were at work, while you were just living your normal life. Now you're still investing your $10,000 per year, but your portfolio is matching you with an additional $7,000. You now have a financial partner, and that partner is your own money. As the balance climbs, that partner's contribution keeps growing. At $200,000, your portfolio generates $14,000 per year automatically. At $300,000, $21,000, more than most people save in an entire year. At $500,000, your money is producing $35,000 in annual returns without you touching anything. That is essentially a second income, except you never have to clock in for it. And at some very specific point in this journey, this is the moment I want you to really sit with. There is what I call the crossover point. The crossover point is when your portfolio earns more money in a single year than your actual job pays you. Think about what that means. Your money out-earns you, and when that happens, financial independence stops being a vague dream. It becomes a math equation. It becomes scheduled. Now, I need to warn you about something, because I see this derail people all the time. People grind, they sacrifice, they push their way to $400,000, $500,000, $600,000, and after years of living lean, they finally feel safe enough to loosen up. New car, European trip, apartment upgrade, and look, enjoying your money is not the enemy. But here's the trap most people walk directly into. Every dollar you pull out of your portfolio at $500,000 or $600,000 does not just cost you that dollar. It costs you everything that dollar would have become through compounding. A $50,000 car purchase at that stage doesn't just set you back $50,000, depending on where you are in the timeline. That decision can cost you 5 to 10 years of compounding runway. The snowball does not forgive early withdrawals, especially not right before the steepest part of the hill. So, how do you get to that first 100,000 as fast as possible? 3 things. First, close the gap aggressively. The space between what you earn and what you spend is the single most powerful lever you control right now. And I want to be clear. Closing the gap doesn't just mean spending less. It means earning more. A raise, a side hustle, picking up freelance work, selling stuff. Any additional dollar you can funnel into your investments right now is compressing that 7 to 8 year timeline in real time. Every extra $1,000 per year shaves real months off the clock. Second, automate. I know this sounds too simple, almost boring, but this is genuinely one of the most powerful tools in personal finance. When you automate your transfers on payday, you remove willpower from the equation entirely. You never see the money arrive. You never hold it. The decision has already been made. I bypassed you. And that system runs, whether your motivation is high or low, whether the market is scary or exciting. Third, and this is the most important one, you have to survive the push phase. You have to stay in the game during the years when it feels like nothing is working. This is the phase most people exit. They get frustrated, redirect the money, reset the clock. Do not reset the clock. Staying the course during the push phase is the single most high-impact financial decision you can make. Not the sexiest move, but the most important one. One last thing. There's a version of this story where someone grinds all the way to $1 million, $1.5 million, and still feels hollow because they built the snowball without ever deciding what hill to roll it down. So as you work through the push phase, as you stare at $43,000 on a Tuesday night and wonder if it is worth it, stay connected to the life you are actually building, not financial freedom in some vague screensaver quote kind of way, But specifically, what does the morning look like? What do you say yes to that you currently say no to? The clearer that picture, the more powerful the push phase becomes, because you're not just saving money. You're buying the future version of your own life back. If this video helped you or shifted your outlook on how compound interest actually works, do me a favor, share it with someone who is grinding right now and starting to wonder if it is worth it, because I guarantee they are somewhere in the push phase, staring at a number that feels too small, wondering if they missed something. Show them the math. I'll see you on the next one.